Welcome back, my viewers and subscribers to WHADAT TV, your choice for news, sports, and entertainment updates. Now, in this update, we look at the practice of Obeah in Jamaica, as Obeah workers declare that the Obeah Act is unconstitutional, while the clergy blame Obeah for contributing to the crime rate. Members of the clergy have once again condemned the practice of Obeah, branding it demonic, sinful, and even a possible contributor to Jamaica's crime problem. But for a self-described Obeah practitioner from Torrington Park, St. Andrew, such claims are nothing but nonsense. Jamaica crime rate no have nothing to do with Obeah, a nonsense that, she told the North Coast Times. She argued that the island's crime problem stems from human choices, not supernatural forces. The debate comes amid a legal challenge to the Obeah Act of 1898. Which criminalizes the practice. The constitutional claim, filed in the Supreme Court on the 16th of May 2025 by Professor Clinton Hutton of Rutgers University College, argues that the law violates rights such as freedom of religion, privacy, conscience, and expression. The self-described Obeah worker, however, remains unapologetic about her faith. Earlier this year, she admitted to using Obeah spells against a family during a bitter housing dispute in her community. Workmen repairing a collapsed staircase in 2024 reportedly uncovered vials, parchment paper, dragon blood ink, and other ritual objects she had buried beneath it. Still, she insists she is misunderstood. Me know enough of them afraid of me, but that is their problem. I am not a wicked woman, you know. The only people who go afraid of me is those who try after me and fail, she said, stressing that she often shares food and kindness with neighbors. For her, Obeah is a form of spiritual self-defense, not crime. Me don't know any gunman or have any in my family, so am I reader man me gonna go. Me no go often, but once me feel away inna meself, straight a me reader man me gone, she explained. She also tied her practice to biblical tradition. When God was on earth, him used to heal people same way, and them used to call him the Obeah man. Government need to legalize it because it's beneficial to people. Obeah feed fight protect yourself and your family, not mash down your neighbor because you bet mine. Obeah is rooted in African spiritual traditions brought to the Caribbean during slavery. Colonial authorities criminalized Obeah in the 18th and 19th centuries, fearing it gave enslaved Africans spiritual power and solidarity that could fuel uprisings, such as Taki's rebellion in 1760. The Obeah Act of 1898 still reflects this colonial attempt at social control, even as modern Jamaica debates its relevance. Many Christian denominations, especially evangelical and Pentecostal groups, frame Obeah as demonic, sinful, and a gateway to crime and violence, citing that a significant percentage of the practitioners are criminals who engage in guard ring culture. A guard ring is a piece of jewelry, often a gold ring, which is believed to offer spiritual protection to the wearer. In Jamaican folklore, many Jamaican criminals, especially young men involved in gangs or the gunman lifestyle, are drawn to guard rings because they believe they protect them in shootouts with rivals or police, help them evade capture during raids, provide spiritual advantage in a world they see as violent and unpredictable. Police have, over the years, reported finding men wearing multiple guard rings during arrests or after shootouts. Sometimes, the rings are taken as evidence. Guard rings are usually consecrated through Obeah rituals, involving special prayers, blood offerings, or symbolic inscriptions. They can be very expensive and are often seen as status symbols in inner city communities. For the clergy, Obeah is tied to superstition and occultism, incompatible with Jamaica's Christian moral framework, and often blame Obeah for spreading fear, breaking families, and encouraging revenge rather than forgiveness. Meanwhile, practitioners argue that Obeah is a form of protection and justice in a society where many feel the formal justice system fails. Obeah is often seen by believers as a cultural inheritance, a tool of empowerment, and a way to balance spiritual forces. Defenders highlight that it can offer healing, guidance, and community bonding, similar to other traditional African religions. Many Jamaicans publicly denounce Obeah, while privately consulting practitioners for protection, luck, or healing. This creates a double life where Obeah is both feared and relied upon, reflecting deep cultural ambivalence contributing to myths and exaggerations about its power. The current court challenge to the Obeah Act frames the practice as a matter of religious freedom, conscience, and expression. Rights advocates argue that continuing to criminalize Obeah reflects colonial prejudice, not modern democratic values. Opponents say legalizing it would normalize dark practices and undermine Jamaica's Christian identity. Clergy and some community leaders suggest Obeah contributes to crime by spreading fear, vengeance, and lawlessness. Practitioners counter that crime is about guns, poverty, and inequality, not spirit. The divide highlights broader tensions between traditional African spirituality and Western Christian dominance in shaping Jamaica's moral order. The clash between clergy, lawmakers, and practitioners underscores the deep divide over Obeah's place in Jamaican society. With the act under constitutional review, the debate over whether Obeah is a spiritual weapon or a national burden is unlikely to fade anytime soon. In short, Obeah sits at the crossroads of faith, culture, law, and power in Jamaica. It is simultaneously seen as a demonic danger, a cultural treasure, and a tool of survival. That's it for this WHADAT update. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share, and please drop a comment so that we can know what you're thinking. Thanks for watching and stay safe until the next one.